What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be the final episode of my Zero series, and essentially I've reached level 250 yesterday. I trained for a full, I think it was around 8 hours yesterday from 249, and I hit 250 plus 20%. So without further ado, let me just go over some rates that I got in the LCUP map that every Zero trains at. And honestly, thank God I'm out of that map and I'm done training for now until all the Zero farmers, quote unquote, are out of those maps, because honestly finding a map was kind of a pain, and yeah, it's just annoying, honestly. So here are the rates that I got at level 250. This is the 15-minute rate that I got. I had 139 mil for the 15 minutes. It went 4 seconds overboard, so I guess you can basically say 135 mil, which adds up to over 500 mil per hour. And then here are the rates for when I had no E-boss and I was just farming at level 245, I think, around there. And I got around 275 mil in 30 minutes, and I got 542 mil in 1 hour. Now, I got slightly less in the hour because I kind of got bored and probably fell asleep a bit in my rotation, so I kind of messed up certain things here and there. You can definitely get higher if you actually pay attention a lot more and train or try harder. But I was kind of zoning out and I got pretty bored, so yeah, got 542. And I feel like for Zeros, especially in this particular map where Zeros don't really use summons at all, it's ideal for Zeros to have more than one vac pet, because you want to keep the electricity uptime at basically 100%. And the electricity is basically what kills the mobs. So it's very important for you to be able to one-shot with electricity, and it does take quite a bit of funding, not gonna lie. I'll show you my nodes and everything in a bit. But for sure, it definitely takes the electricity to one-shot to get ideal rates, because that's what kills most of the mobs, if not all of the mobs. Ideally, you want to have the electricity kill all of the mobs because it's faster and it's basically a FMA every time. So because Zeros don't have any summons, we can basically kill for 2 minutes at a time almost, and then loot after 2 minutes right before, I think it's 2 minutes, right before the loot timer expires and the loot on the floor just begin to disappear. For my Kaiser, it was not the same thing because I had summons up that I had to recast every minute, and I basically have to loot every minute, and in that case 1 or 2 vac pet was enough. But for Zeros, when you're trying to loot as less as possible, you want to get the most out of your looting cycles each time you go through them. So I think having 3 vac pets just make your life a lot easier for a Zero in that map. I guess maybe even Zeros in general, because they don't have summons. It just makes it a lot easier because you can loot less and you can train more and keep the electricity going. Ideally, when you have 3 vac pets, I think you loot once every minute and a half or something like that. But yeah, you guys can experiment if you guys have 3 vac pets and go that hard with Zero. 1 vac pet for me was definitely more than enough. So let me just showcase some of my gear. It's very bare bone and simple. I had a totem, have a bunch of Meso gear, 17 stars. Ideally, I think I should have gotten 2 lines of stat, but I had 1 line of stat, and that was enough for me to one-shot. Obviously, unique 2-line attack for my weapon, and 27% belt. I could have gotten something else, honestly. My hat I got lucky with, 27% strength. This is just, yeah, drop rate, and then some more gear, all unique, and just 2-line stat. That was, I feel, more than enough. And again, for these legendary equipment, I suggest if you're going to buy them with 2-line stat, say 15% strength plus drop, because I think that will help a lot more towards one-shotting. Crit damage and one-line stat. You can always do two-line crit damage or one-line crit damage and two-line stat too. A heart, same thing. Unique items. They're very bare bone and basic. And then still does two unique. So for stats, clean, I'm sitting at around 28k stats. In my farming legion, I am sitting at around 29k, I think. So let me apply this real fast. Yeah, almost 29k, 27.8k. And I get slightly more boost in the damage, but yeah. Change it back for my bossing later. Now for a node setup, these are the nodes that I use. Decent Nick Chest, definitely necessary. Decent Sharp Eyes, Advanced Blessing for the extra attack power. Speed Infusion helps with faster looting because you cast your skills faster. Decent Combat Orders definitely help with the electricity that is on the floor. So let me pop that real quick and you'll see a +1 boost in a lot of the skills, such as this one. So definitely a good skill to have. As for links, we have Hyper Logic, Wild Rage, Elementalism, Cygnus, Judgment, Cadena, Evan, Ilium. I use the Combo Blessing and the Rune one and Mercedes because I was training, and if you really need the damage, you can, and you're just purely farming, you can get rid of these three and put in something like a Pirate Blessing or something along those lines. Ho-Young Link, definitely necessary. Arc. Now here's my rotation for my training or farming. I basically just spam some tornadoes. I think around 6 to 8 sets depending on how I feel, and I basically eyeball how much loot is on the floor. Ideally, I don't want to go too long with the tornadoes because then I have too many Meso bags at the floor for me to pick up, so I kind of just go earlier since I have one Mac pet. And the idea behind it is you always want the electricity field up as much as possible, so I try to spam a tornado each time I go through a loot cycle just to keep the static field up. And when I cast buffs, as you saw, I used a tag system and the burst step to cancel out of them, and just to make the buffing process faster. So yeah, that's it for this video. Be sure to subscribe if you guys want to see more videos on my Zero, Kaiser, and any guides related to MapleStory. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.